Hi, my name is Judie Vankooiman, and you're watching Life Issues. This month's show is about helping seniors with their next chapter of their lives. And my guests are Lynn Cohen and Annette Reynolds. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Well, good to be here.
Thank you. Glad that you're here. And Lynn, I'm going to start with you. What is your professional background?
Whoa, well, I've done a few different things in my life, but I've been a real estate professional for 27 years. And in the last 4 years, Annette and I began our own little cute boutique firm, which was our way to get away from the big box crazies.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, there's too many. And how long have you been a realtor?
Since 1997.
Okay, that's a long time.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you work a lot with the seniors?
We do, and it really, that began in earnest really about 5 years ago when I chose to downsize and realized that it was harder than I ever thought it would be, and that having additional resources would have helped me tremendously. You know, I was in the business and I thought I knew everything, but I was totally overwhelmed by all my stuff and managing my husband who was freaking out. And that sort of was the beginning of this concept of figuring out if we can help people either stay in their homes successfully or downsize.
Yeah, no, I know how it is. I lived in a two-family house when my husband passed away, and then I have been living in a one-bedroom apartment, and I've been downsizing that lately because I just retired. And I'm going, why did I collect all this stuff? You know.
It's amazing how quickly we can.
Yeah.
When I moved, I realized I had 37 mason jars. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
But you might need them one day.
That's how they accumulated, but they're gone now.
Yeah.
I kept one.
Okay. And Annette, what is your professional background?
How much time do we have? I think I counted, I'm in my 5th career, and I started out in technical sales, selling radioactive chemicals and general lab supplies, and then I got seduced by the dark side of the computer. First time I got my hands on a computer, I was just struck by the power. And then I found a really cool financial accounting program, and I began selling and implementing that. And at some point I just said, enough, let me go have fun. Got my real estate license, and I've been a realtor for about 17, 18 years now.
Okay, good. And do you help a lot with the seniors too?
It's one of the focuses of the brokerage. We are seniors, no getting around that. Although, well, how old are you?
What kind of question is that to ask a lady? I'm 73, but you're older.
Yeah, I'm 6 years older than she
Well,
is.
you guys don't look it.
But you know what? Sometimes I say I'm 60. Wait a second. No, I'm 70,
Yeah.
79.
It's just a number after all.
These
Yes,
are people
exactly.
our age, and we understand what their needs are. And we've come to find out that while we focus primarily on helping people buy and sell homes, that's only a small part of this process of downsizing.
Okay. And Lynn, what do you think is the biggest channel facing seniors when they think about downsizing?
Well, from my own experience, I will tell you that the thought of it is daunting and overwhelming and therefore a little scary. And we touched on it briefly. The accumulation of your stuff is probably the thing we hear the most often. What am I going to do with all this stuff? Your kids don't want it. Your old furniture doesn't have any value to anybody anymore. And then there are the mechanics of it. Where am I going to go? What if I can't find it? What if I've sold my house and I don't have a place to go? So there are a lot of worries, and the best way to alleviate those worries is to sit and talk through them and give everybody reasonable options.
But let me back up a second. That's true if you've made the decision to downsize. There's one decision even before that. Should I downsize or should I stay where I am right now? And again, we speak with people. Sometimes it's financial. Sometimes it's accessibility. Sometimes it's the kids and grandkids living someplace else or moving someplace else. There's a whole process to make that decision to whether you're going to downsize or whether you're going to stay.
And as a result of that, we've established a whole list of resources for people who want to stay put. So, you know, it's not always about the sale or the money, it's about the people.
Yeah. And Lynn, what should people do with all their stuff when they downsize?
Get rid of it, right? There are charities that will accept your donations. Some of them will come and pick it up. There are companies that will come in and auction it all off online and manage the clean out for you and split the profit of the sale with you. And for some people, that's a great way to get rid of it. And they will clean out anything that didn't sell for you. It's one of the best options so that you move exactly what you want. You leave everything else in the house and let them auction it.
Okay, interesting. And Lynn, there are many housing options for seniors. How can we be sure we have chosen the best one for us?
That's probably one of the toughest questions we face. And we've identified people who specialize in getting to know our senior clients and really digging deep in terms of what they can afford, because there are a multitude of choices. Everything from a continuous care community where you can age in stages to memory care facilities, and it's important that that's a well thought out, seasoned decision.
Okay.
I'm sorry, by the way, there's also an opportunity to buy a small ranch home or a condo with an elevator. So it's about digging deep, asking the good questions.
Okay, that's good. Good to know. And Annette, someone wants to move but don't know how much their home will sell for. So I don't know how much money I will have at the end. So
Well, that is one of the foundations of what we do. Our job is to know the market and to give our best estimate of what a home is worth. I'd like to think it's scientific, but it's really almost more of an art form because it depends on what's going on in the market as well. Right now, there's very limited inventory and a lot of people looking to purchase. So the way I would price a home now is a little bit different than it was, let's say, 7 or 8 years ago, where we had a more balanced market, more homes on the market, same number of buyers. And it's a really intelligent guesstimate, to be quite honest with you. There's a certain amount of factual data we use. What homes similar to yours have sold recently close to you? And then we look at the market and say, well, we have a lot of people coming in without mortgages. It may go for this. I suggest that we price it between this number and this number. And if I'm incorrect, we'll make an adjustment, that's all.
Okay, great. And someone has things that they can't use, but it's still good. Who can use it, or how can we recycle useful things?
That is a question with multifocal answers, okay? My dad sent back things from Japan. He was in the Korean War in 1951. And somehow I ended up with a 12-piece set of Noritake china. Perfect set. And I said, what in the world am I going to do since I already have 16 pieces of this, that, and the other with it? I asked around. And my grandchild's girlfriend said, we can use that. So sometimes just putting it out there. Same thing happened with my mother's Hummels. when I was giving programs for AARP talking about downsizing, I'd bring the Hummel and everybody would start laughing because we have Yardville, we have Hummels. Kids today aren't collecting them, except for my cousin out in Colorado, and I got those Hummels shipped out there so fast. That's one way to get rid of it. You can do, as Lynn suggested, have an estate sale online and get rid of it. There are other organizations that really welcome these donations because they recycle them to people who are getting their first homes or are leaving homelessness. I've been to Household Goods in Acton, and there's Welcome Home Mass based, I think, in Newton that serves, Boston and the closer in suburbs. And they welcome furniture, all kinds of household goods, and Salvation Army, and I think there are some other religious organizations who will welcome these donations.
Great. And Annette, what happens if I sell my home and can't move out on closing day?
Well, when we first speak to somebody about selling their home, 2 questions I ask. Who's helping you with this? Because frequently it's not a single person's decision, it's a family decision. Our family members are helping. The second question is, where are you going to go after you sell your home? So we have some idea. If you were to tell me, I don't know where I'm going, I wouldn't put your house on the market. That's the first thing. It still sometimes happens that we want this transitional time. And there are a couple of ways we can handle it. The most common one is a use and occupancy agreement. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, we'd love to sell you the house, but we're going to ask that I can stay in the house for a month after closing. I'll sign something. It looks like a lease, it's not quite, and I'll pay you for that time. Will that work for you? And we use that quite frequently.
It's helpful when people need to get the money out before they can move forward, either to buy something else or to make the contributions needed to go into a continuous care facility. And that allows them to get paid for their property, put that money in the bank, and then get serious about their next location.
Well, I don't know if you know, Lynn, that every single one of my kids and their spouses have come home to live with me
Yes, I
between
do.
houses. I think I would return the favor.
Not me.
But it's an option to move in with family or friends, but to have a plan is the most important thing. It almost, I can't tell you what the best plan is because it's very individual, but to have a plan. We have one client now who is looking at an extended stay hotel for a month in between. That works for him. But it's something to be discussed at the beginning of the process, not just before closing.
We've never had a homeless client. We've always been able to work toward a solution.
Okay, good. And Lynn, how can a senior decrease their monthly costs?
Well, again, that's a many focal point answer. There's such a thing as a reverse mortgage, and I know that in the past those products have gotten a lot of negative press. However, about 8 years ago, the feds got involved, they regulated it. It's actually an amazing option for somebody who wants to stay in their home, as long as the family understands that the proceeds of this loan go toward maintaining the property and that there may be little or nothing left by the time the home is sold. But it's certainly a viable option for somebody who wants to stay put.
Okay. And people may be overwhelmed, but how do they start to get started downsizing?
It's like that old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. We have several people that we refer our clients to who help create the plan and a timetable against which to work. And that seems to help because if you, I mean, I was overwhelmed and I'm in the business. And finally, my friend Mary, who is an organizer, sat me down and said, take it easy, here's what you can do. And I could follow that plan and the timetable to get myself out of there in time.
Okay. And Lynn, where can people sell the things they no longer want?
Well, you could put them on the Facebook Marketplace. You could use an organization that will pick them up for you, put them in their consignment shop. If it doesn't sell in a certain period of time, they donate them and give you the receipt for your taxes. Those are two reasonable options.
Okay. And Annette, someone just wants to get rid of everything. How do they go about that?
If they just want to empty the house out, we know people who will do that for a fee. They just bring their trucks in and tote everything out.
Short and sweet.
But we have an interesting story about
Yes, we do.
Yeah, go ahead, share it, Lynn.
We worked with a lovely, very sharp woman who was 92, had lived in her property for 60-some years. She had a basement pantry that was filled with things that might have been there for 25 years. And we found her a buyer who planned, frankly, on tearing the property down. And part of the terms of the sale were that she could just move what she wanted and he would take care of the rest. And that was worth everything to her.
Short, sweet, yeah.
Yeah. So once we get to know the people and what their goals are and what their needs are, we can really adapt a plan. And I'd say most good realtors can.
Okay. And Annette, are there nonprofits who can use their household stuff, and how would they go about finding out more?
Again, we use Household Goods in Acton and Welcome Home Mass in Newton, Salvation Army. Actually, if you just get online and Google, a whole list comes up. And, I would also speak to churches. The other resource that we sometimes forget to mention are our senior centers. And I have found the staff at the senior centers know an awful lot about a lot. And they can refer people to resources as well. We also have a website we put up specifically as a resource for seniors called seniorbit.us. It's not a selling site. It's just this company does this company does that. If you need a lawyer, here's one that will help you this way. If you need an organizer, here are some really great people. And they can just get on the site and search it.
That's great, because sometimes they get overwhelmed going, what do I do? Where do I go? And that website sounds like it's wonderful.
And we know all the people on the site, and while we can't legally vouch for them, we know them to be good people.
And Annette, what can I do to live safely in my home if I don't want to move?
You're going to go onto the seniorbit.us site under the tab that says, I'm staying in my home, and there are companies that will come in and do safety audits for you at no charge and make recommendations as how to keep your house safe. Also on the site, there are architects that will help you retrofit your home to make it safer for yourself. Some people, I think, just have no idea how to start. And once they start asking questions, they find the people come in to help them do this and have that conversation, like what's concerning for you? And will grab bars help you? Can we change a little bit about this door so that in case you need a wheelchair, can you get through? It's asking all those what-if questions.
Yeah, good. Annette, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience that would be useful?
Mostly that this is a process. It's not something that's done in quick decisions. I'm going to downsize, we'll sell the house and move to California or someplace that's warm. It involves the family. It involves getting the information and asking the right questions and working with people who appreciate the challenges that you have. Lynn downsized. I swore I never would. I'm in my 13th house since I've been married. And I've had my share of moving, but the truth is I might yet downsize at some point in time.
That's the first time I've heard you say that.
But it's speaking to the family and putting a plan together and looking at the what ifs. And there are a lot of people don't charge a lot of money to come in and listen and help you. They make their money other ways, like those who help you choose which next living place is best for you.
Okay. Lynn, is there anything else that you'd like to share that we didn't touch on?
I think I would just add on to Annette's comments that that you should vet the people that you invite into your home. That, unfortunately, we live in times where people prey on seniors. And so just be sure that you know that the people you're inviting into your home are legitimate, check them out, and give yourself that peace of mind. It's important.
Definitely. And Annette, can you give us your contact info if anyone has any questions?
Call me on my cell phone.
Or mine.
Or 617-306-2906.
And 617-899-5310.
Okay, great. I'm sorry, but that's all the time that we have. Thank you both for all you do for those in need. I love to hear your thoughts and suggestions. Please send them to lifeissuestv@gmail.com. And remember, live each day to the fullest and celebrate life. Hi, my name is Judie Vankooiman. I'm the founder and president of Those Who Can for Those in Need.
And I'm Sebastian Lemieux. I'm the treasurer.
We connect people and resources from the greater Boston and North Shore area.
We provide help with elderly, losing a loved one, children, low income, homelessness, mental illness, disease and health issues, substance abuse, domestic violence, LGBTQ, and veterans.
We are Winthrop-based, but like we mentioned earlier, we cover a large area.
Our website is twctin.org, and on there you can find the various resources from the organizations that are with us, past episodes of Life Issues, which is a resource show, and our newsletters.
We hold 2 major events every year. We have our annual comedy show fundraiser in the spring, and early September we have our annual Family Resource Fair. For both events, please check out our website and social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
During our resource fair, our visitors will be able to visit the resource tables, there's food, and also various family activities.
To end, I started Those Who Can for Those in Need in memory of my husband, who passed away in 2007 of cancer. You can go on our website to learn more, twctin.org.
Thank you.
Thank you.